This is what I ate in a day as a teenager who loves to eat healthy. So for breakfast, I was craving a smoothie bowl and we had a lot of frozen fruits in the freezer. So I just combined about a cup of frozen fruits that I got from Costco, some frozen berries that we also got at Costco, and then of course I had to add some of my favorite yogurt. This is Fage, my favorite Greek yogurt. I also added a splash of milk to my smoothie. And then for a little bit of sweetness, of course I had to add some honey. And this is some red honey that we had. Then I shut that tightly with a lid and I blended it until smooth. And the blender was so loud, my sister was covering her ears. But the color of this smoothie was so pretty. I don't know what it is about my smoothie bowls, but they always turn out so liquidy, but they're still very good. And then for toppings, I just did banana slices, homemade granola, and some frozen berries. And this is what happens when you try to be aesthetic. And after cleaning up the mess, I tried it, and even though it was very liquidy, it was still delicious. And then of course I had to have my iced latte, and this was so good. And the color of this was so pretty. And then for lunch, I was feeling a pasta salad, and I don't do this very often, but it turned out very good. So I just diced up a mini cucumber, and I just like using what we have. So I found bell peppers in the fridge, and I took this yellow one and I cut it into little cubes as well. And I also used cherry tomatoes and I chopped those up into little pieces as well. And we also had fresh parsley, so I finally chopped that. And then I absolutely love marinated onion. It's honestly one of my favorite things, so I had to add that to my salad as well. And then for the dressing, I just combined some olive oil, feta cheese, some parsley, salt, and pepper. Then I just mixed that all with a fork, and it was time to assemble my salad. I used the leftover pre-cooked chickpea pasta, and I combined it with my vegetables and my dressing. I tossed that all together and I had to add some more feta cheese on top, and this was so bomb. Later on in the day, I was craving a dessert, so in a small bowl I combined some of my mom's homemade yogurt with some Greek yogurt, about a tablespoon of cacao powder, and then I crushed up some of my favorite leftover cookies and a drizzle of agave syrup. Then I mixed it all together and smoothed it out with a spoon. Then I melted some chocolate. I always have to add a sprinkle of salt. I love a little crunch in my yogurt bowl, so I crushed up some of these almonds and I let it sit in the freezer until the chocolate was hardened. And guys, this was so good. This was the perfect dessert and it definitely hit the spot. Then I had a youth conference I had to be at. It was hosted at the church where a lot of my friends went. So my cousin came over, we got ready, and we left. The conference went really well, and then we all headed to the cafeteria where I had some fruits and chocolate cake. And the church had their own little coffee shop and they made matcha coffee refreshers. So I had to get a matcha. And that's how I ended off my night. Everything was so good, and that's it for today.